Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Good morning. Wake up with us. 7:34. Most people are already awake. Pablo, you're an early guy, right? You're an early riser?
Not really.
Do you have to get up early for this?
I do.
Oh man, dude, I got to start paying you the big bucks to show up over here. I had a 50 spot, but I lost it. Sorry.
It's fine. I got plenty.
So let's just dig into this right away, and we'll welcome everybody in a minute. But you know how the show's just off the wall. What amount of money, if you lost money, what amount would be like, oh, I hated to lose that? Like, what is the lowest denomination that you'd get upset about losing? Does that make sense?
You mean like if I just if it just fell out of my pocket?
If it fell out of your pocket, like what amount would upset you that you lost it, knowing that you would never get it back?
I don't know. Probably not too much. Unless I was like headed somewhere to pay a bill. Then I would be, kind of upset. But mostly whenever I misplace money or I lose it, I'm like, well, somebody needed it more than I did, and just thinking like that, then I'm not I'm not too messed up about losing it, right?
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, I inadvertently helped somebody that needed it. I don't know who, but they needed it. So,
Well, that's good. I like that.
it helps with the stress of going, oh, I lost that, But like I said, if I was heading to pay a bill, and I had all of it in my pocket, and then I lost it, that would hurt a little.
But like
bit.
a 10 spot, like a 10 or a 20, you know, it just you don't really have a number. You can't put a number on it.
No, because I've even misplaced $100 and thought, yeah, somebody's gonna need that more than me.
I misplaced $600 one time.
See, that would hurt because if it's a bill.
Yeah, oh yeah, it did. Trust me, it did. And I didn't misplace it on purpose. What happened was we were at the grocery store, and I don't like a wallet. I hate wearing a wallet because it's in your pocket, man. Do you wear a wallet? Mm-hmm. We shouldn't be giving this information away. We may have people showing up at the door, Pablo, before we head out. We have to get security over here. But man, I always hated having a wallet on me, and to this day, I try not to have one on me because I just hate how uncomfortable it is. I always sit on it.
Yeah,
and I've got like 50 pounds of extra hamburger on me, and so it really pushes down on it. And I'm just not a fan of that feeling of that wallet in my pocket. And this was years ago, and I had only taken 2 vacations in 14 years when I had my IT company. And so Bridget and I had scheduled a cruise. Never been on one before. Well, what do they require for a cruise? Photo ID, right? And how long does it take you to get your driver's license? Well, it takes a while.
Yeah.
We were set to leave on that cruise, and I don't have a passport. We were set to leave on that cruise in I think it was like 6 days. We were at HEB, and I had $600 cash that I was going to use for the cruise just to have some spending money. And I got home, and I looked everywhere and couldn't find my wallet. And I'm going to be honest, man. You know me a little bit. I'm pretty mellow, laid back. But, man, I went kind of ballistic at home, man. I started throwing stuff. I was so angry I couldn't find it. And
oh, wow.
You ever been in that? Have you ever, got into that mindset, and then you're like, why am I acting like this? It's so dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, I had couch pillows flying. What is you getting upset about losing a wallet and taking a whole couch pillow and just slamming it against the wall?
Yeah.
What does that do for you?
I usually always say you can't control what you can't control. So why even get upset about it, right? Because then you're like, once it's out of your hand, you can be upset, but when everybody knows you're upset, then you kind of you ever been somewhere and see somebody do that?
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, that guy.
It's a weird situation, right?
Yeah, it's almost like watching your parents fight. You're like, I'm going to go over here and just chill.
It's awkward. If you feel like I shouldn't be involved in this.
Yeah.
And I think Bridget was in the other room. She probably wondered what I was doing, but I was just throwing stuff and hollering, and I'm sure she knew. And I do remember screaming this always happens every time I try to take off. This is why I never go anywhere. I remember being that upset about it, and I never found it. Never found the wallet to this day.
Wow.
And we've moved 3 times, and I thought for sure. And I sold, and I've had a car or 2 since then, and I thought for sure when I cleaned out the car I'd find it, right? Mm-hmm. It fell in that weird little spot.
Yeah.
Dude, I started taking seats apart looking for this thing. Never found it. And so I think what happened was I laid it on a shelf at the store because I remember bending over to get something and I felt it. I was like, that's so uncomfortable. Dumb me, I took it out and I think I set it in front of me and I totally forgot about it. Never did find it. No one ever turned it in. The store, and this wasn't here, this was back at home, but HEB's like, we're not going to look through all of our cameras everywhere. You don't know where you left it. And so I couldn't recall where I'd been over to grab whatever it was. And I just remember bending over trying to do something. And so never found it. Here's the coolest part of this story, though. So our DMV office was an absolute nightmare in town because the town had grown so much and the state had not put in the facility that the town needed.
Yeah.
And you hear jokes about it all the time, but it's a real thing. I've been to the DMV here, and they're so friendly, and it's so easy to get in and out of. But the one there is 2-3 hour wait. I couldn't call ahead, couldn't do anything. So I had to sit there and wait in line for 2.5 hours. Finally, when it's my turn, I say, hey, I lost my license. Is there any way we can rush this because I've got a cruise? No, sir, sorry. So I wait 2.5 hours for a no, sir, sorry, when if they would have just had a number I could have called and asked that question, I would have been fine.
Yeah. And
I tried. I really did. I tried. But everything led me to go with, you have to show up to this place. And so and then I got angry about that. And I was like, why couldn't you just tell, and I took it out on her. But they were angry anyways. Now, here's the inspiration. I always have inspiration on the show, Pablo. Sometimes I do it on the end of the show. The inspiration today is just because somebody doesn't give you what you want or they're angry towards you, don't throw that back at them. And I think that was one of the last times that I can remember that I got upset at somebody for like telling me something I didn't want to hear.
Yeah, I always try to preface things when I'm talking to like, I don't know, operators or whatever, customer service people. I'm always like, just want to let you know, I'm not upset with you. But I'm upset.
Yeah.
So I'm about to lay into why I'm upset, but just understand that if my voice fluctuates with passion, it's because I'm upset. But not at you. I'm upset at the situation. They're like, all right, lay it on me.
I like how you said, I let it fluctuate with passion.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
Well, I mean, but to get back on the wallet thing, my wallet doesn't usually affect me except on two things, and that's road trips and when I'm on tour. Because you're sitting down in a bucket seat or some type of seat, because they're not molded to you, I mean, my car probably is by now, but but it's that daunting just weighing there. It's almost like, oh, this is going to create a bed sore or something, and it's just like the worst. And then when you get, anytime you have to stop for a pit stop or anything, the first thing I do is I get out and I'm like, oh my God, that one cheek is just permanently numb. Just like, no.
That's why they call him Pablo Numbcheek. That's his nickname, man. So, no, but we never found it. But here's the thing. Somebody had told me, because I was just airing it out, and now we're down to like 4 days before this cruise.
Yikes!
And they don't refund your money. Mm-hmm. And Carnival told me, they're like, if you don't have photo ID, you can't get on, and it has to be your license or a passport. Well, somebody said, I can save you, and I was like, what do you mean? They said, go down to Taylor, Texas, because it's in the same county, and I thought, like, since we were the county seat, I didn't think there was any other DMV. And he was like, please don't broadcast this because we love our DMV. Nobody's ever there. And it's always super quiet. Like, the employees are there, but they're like, there's never a wait. The employees are super friendly. And so I called him first, and I explained my situation. And the lady was so nice. She goes, and I'll never forget her little sweet, Mr. Hip, you just come on down here, and we'll make sure we can take care of that for you. We can get you a temporary photo ID right on the spot. And I was like, are you kidding me? And so I went down there, and they did. They made me a temporary legal photo ID on the spot. And I said, well, why didn't the Georgetown people tell me this? She goes, I just don't want to deal with you. And she goes, but I'm in the business of dealing with people. She gave me a hug. I was like, man, that kind of gave me goosebumps remembering it, man. I was like, this is how good people are.
That's like in New Orleans. Like, if you really need something, and this is the first time I've ever experienced this, they'll print your driver's license that day. But New Orleans is packed, right? So I would go across the lake to Slidell and go to this little place on God Street, and I would walk in, and I would have my old ID or my license, give it to them. They're like, okay, stand up, take a picture, and I would take a picture, and then they would go, and they would la-di-da-di-da-di, and then boom, there you go. And I'm like, wait, this is my real license? Like, I don't have to wait for, and they're like, no. And I'm like, that's crazy.
I know what happened, Pablo. They know you in that area. And so there's that, it's like when you go to the airport, I'm going to adjust the brightness here a little bit. It's when you go to the airport and you got that medallion line where it's like, oh, I'm a gold medallion. I'm usually just like a Z26. That's me. I'm at the very end. But they know you, Pablo, so they give you that preferential treatment. And they call it the double P line is what it is. It's with the gold. It's like a gold medallion with a star. And they keep that thing spotless. Not red carpet, but gold carpet with actual 14-karat gold threads. And it's called the double P line, and it's only for you.
You know what? I would almost believe that because every time I go to the airport, I'm always like, I'll get up to the counter, about 15, 20 minutes early, and I'm like, hey, is this a window seat? And they'll look at the ticket, and they're like, no. And I'm like, am I here early enough to get a window seat? And they'll look on it, and they're like, yeah, we got you. And then one time we were flying to the West Coast to do a tour, and all of my bandmates got stopped and searched except for me. And I'm the one dude that looks like, I'm covered in tattoos, and I'm walking pretty much like this, and I'm turning around going, where is everybody? And they're being, searched and stuff, and I'm going, that's weird. And I kind of, I'll sit up there at the bar and wait for them.
You're just hanging out.
I'm like, hey guys, what took you so long? They're like, oh god, we got flagged, and then we had to stop. And then when they took us into a private room, and then they made us I was like, golly.
Yeah, man, that's scary.
I mean, did they at least buy you dinner? Lunch, something.
That whole situation of going through that is scary, and I'll mention it here in just a few moments. We want to welcome everyone in. Thanks for being a part of the show here. As we get started, 15 minutes in already, and thank you for joining us. As always, I'm Rob Hipp, and on a Thursday, joined by our great friends from the Color Bar. You'll see different stylists with us. The first Thursday is always Justin Killingsworth. And then after that, we have different folks from the Color Bar represented here. We always like to showcase the great work that they do. And on a day like Thursday when Pablo's here, we want to encourage you that all the staff at the Color Bar is great. But when you go in and you haven't been before, ask for Pablo, and he'll take great care of you. That's one reason that we have him on, not only just to promote the Color Bar, but to promote the individuals that are there that make the Color Bar great. And everybody that comes in and asks for you, that helps you out. So
yeah. And
I know that you guys work with each other. So,
absolutely.
So, but I always like to highlight that. We are here, episode 214. Pablo, we're about a month away. And I need to go back and look, but we are a month or so away from celebrating 1 year online already.
Oh, wow.
And I was with my wife last night, and we were, man, I'm like in this weird, not like a negative funk, but I'm in this weird, like, I don't feel good all the time funk, and it's been going on for a while. And when I was in Fargo, I went to, when we talked earlier about getting upset on the phone, I did the same thing. I told this guy, I said, you're not the one that did this, but I'm about to tell you why I'm upset. And I did, and I wasn't like screaming at him. But I went to a doctor up there to like figure out why I'm always lethargic, why I'm always so tired, why do I hurt all over? And a lot of it's probably with my diet and don't exercise. That's probably the number 2 problems. And plus weight, getting back up like 245 is not good. But I saw one doctor, 20 minutes, full blood work, COVID test, and no, I don't even think there was a COVID. No, there was no COVID test. It was one doctor, full blood work is all they did. All right. He said, I think you should go see a sleep consult. I'm going to get you a meeting with our sleep consultant. It's just a consultation. I go in there, 15 minutes I spend with her. Do you know what they billed and they didn't tell me up front what any of this was going to cost. That's like if you take your car in to get it worked on, a good, honest dealer, like a Weezer or a Bill Fick, they don't sponsor this show, but I know both of them. They're great people. They're going to give you a quote up front.
Yeah.
They're going to say, hey, got some, and sometimes I got some bad news for you. And I trust them. Now, some people are sketchy. They're not. I get my oil change at Bill Fick Ford. It's like $40 full synthetic. I'm like, that's a killer deal.
Yeah, that is.
But, I get all this. Guess what they billed, and I had insurance at the time, Pablo. Guess what they billed the insurance company for this?
I would take a stab, but I'd be wrong.
$2,100, I believe, is what the total was.
What?
To go see a doctor, to get blood work, and to go see a sleep consult. They hit me up after the insurance pays for $800. I was livid.
Yeah.
And I told them straight up, and I'll say it here, I don't mind. I'm a man of faith. I believe in doing what's right and paying people for, but that is absurd.
Yeah.
And it's a cinch of health. I don't even mind saying who they are. And because I've seen similar reviews. And I told them, I said, I'm not paying a dime of this. I said, you guys have already made out like a bandit from the insurance company. I said, you did not tell me up front that it was going to cost this much. And if you would have, then I would have never even wanted the services. I said, y'all didn't do anything other than some older guy comes in, doesn't even do like a full test with me. I'd expect him to come in, hit, what do you call that? The reflex? I didn't get any of that.
Just your main physical, like just to see what's going on.
Yeah, it was just a checkup and a full blood work. And that's the thing, like I know if you go to CPL and you don't have insurance, it's like $12 a test. It's not that expensive for blood work. My doctor that I used to have, he charged me $7 to do blood work because he didn't believe in marking it up. And this was when I didn't have insurance in Georgetown. He's like, I'm not a fan of marking it up. Pay me $50 a month to be a member of my medical group. and I'll just charge you what I pay out of pocket for stuff. And I was like, awesome, and I loved him. Dr. Chow Win, I'll never forget, great guy. In fact, when he found out I was getting stitches because I posted on Facebook, he's like, why didn't you call me, man? I would have met you somewhere and stitched you up.
That's awesome.
And I was like, that's kind of old school, but that's cool, man. I was kind of nervous, like, why are you stalking me at 1 a.m. on Facebook, bro? But, that's what he does. He's a good dude. He looks out for people.
Because he's John Wick's doctor, too.
Yeah, that's right, man. So the other day, they call, and I started paying them $5 a month, and they said, that's not enough. And they turned it over to collections, and the collections dude calls me. Oh, Mr. Hibb, blah, 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 from on behalf of the health, you got a balance of $800. How are we going to take care of this? Bro, stop right there. I said, we're not going to take care of it. He's like, excuse me? I said, no. I said, I've already filed a complaint with the state of North Dakota insurance fraud. I said, this is complete fraudulent billing, and I should have never been charged this to begin with. And I said, and if I would have, you guys should have told me what it was going to cost. I was like, I don't know how you guys play it up here in North Dakota, but that kind of stuff ain't going to fly down here in Texas, man. We don't play like that. I said, if we do, they're going to get hot and fix it because nobody wants to get sued. And am I going to sue him? No, I can't sue him. You pay more than what it's worth. So all he said was, and I said, and I'm going to just air it out, bro, and I'm not mad at you. He didn't say anything. And then all he said at the end was like, we'll go ahead and file a refusal to pay on this, sir. Have a great day, and hung up. But I was like, I'm not paying it. I was like, you rejected me paying you $5 a month.
Yeah.
You said that wasn't enough. So, it's just, and I'm a pretty positive, upbeat guy, but I'm also like big on be honest with people up front.
You got to, because you know what? If you're not, there's not, when that line of communication is through a filter, it's not, you're not getting the whole story on both sides, right? So,
yeah.
So it's not doing you any good. It's not doing them any good, and that's kind of, I like to do what's reflective listening. So when people say something to me, so what I'm hearing is,
oh yeah,
this, and this. So just to make sure that, because you may say this shirt's blue, but to me, I might think, well, that's kind of a, light blue.
Why do you think it's blue, Pablo?
You know what I mean?
You need to look up verbal Aikido. So Aikido is a type of like martial art. Well, this guy, we had him here, and I think he's from Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. And Kay and Rick, if they're watching, they'll remember. But great guy. But he was teaching. He's came up with this procedure called verbal Aikido, and it is how to deflect those type of conflicts and still have a conversation. You don't necessarily have to agree with each other, but just like to try to build some type of an understanding to where it doesn't escalate into someone blowing up at somebody.
Absolutely. You kind of go, hey, look, I understand you're upset and I get that. But what can we do to solve that? If it's something that's in my control, absolutely. If it's something out of my control, well, let me refer you to HR, or somebody else.
My brain only has one path, and I don't know what we were talking about why I told you about I refuse to pay that medical debt. I have no idea what we were even talking about. Maybe our listeners do. Well,
to get back, you remember when strep was going around, right? It was pretty bad a couple of months ago or whatever. I went to PCP over here, and I was shocked on how fast they were.
Mm-hmm. I've been there. Great folks.
How affordable it was, how cheap the prescriptions were. And I was just kind of like, wait a minute. You know how you walk out of a place going, ooh, I got one over on them. I better hurry up and get to the car and get out of here. I was like, oh man, we better run. we got away with something. They didn't charge us for something. Get in the car.
I was in a parking lot and I saw a bunch of burned rubber, and I'm looking at your tire and it's kind of bald back there, Pablo. So that's what it was, man.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, friends, I don't know why we went down that path. I'm all about being positive, and if some of y'all that are watching can remember that, go back and tell me. But
I'm sure it started with the DMV.
Something with the DMV. I don't know how it worked out. But anyways, be nice to people. Maybe that's what it was. I was just saying, I let that guy, I told him up front, like, hey, I'm about to unload. But I wasn't, like, screaming. I was just very stern. I'm like, I'm not paying it. And it was just so funny because he listened to me. He didn't say anything. And then he goes, okay, sir, I'll file a rebuttal for this. Have a great day. That was all I got. So
he probably had you on mute going, hey, guys, listen to this.
I got another one of those, by the way, from some company like Excel Energy. So when we were unfortunately kind of forced to come back earlier than anticipated here to Huntsville. And so initially we were going to go to Georgetown, but we had to come back here due to a circumstance beyond our control. with our home because it's kind of tough to pay mortgage and to pay rent because we still had our house here. But long story short is I told this energy company, like, we're leaving in March. And my landlord was super cool up there. He was so, again, communicate. I said, hey, man, I know that our lease is through September, but some things have came up. Is there any way that you could let me out of this lease? I said, if you can't, I understand. I was like, I'm not going to be able to pay you the same amount each month. It's going to take me a long time, but I'll pay you off. I'll send you something. But I was like, is there any way you can just help us out? And he's like, I'll tell you what, if I keep your deposit and we'll go by and inspect the house. He goes, if you let me keep your deposit, I won't charge you anything past April. And he was super cool. And so he did. He was a really nice guy. So I shut down everything as of April the 1st. Well, I started getting all these weird bills from this ISO Energy. It was like the gas company. It was like $4.80 for some protection plan. And I was like, so I told him, I said, how do I call and cancel my service, but you guys don't cancel this protection plan that, by the way, I didn't even know I was paying for? Like, well, sir, that goes through our third-party vendor, and you'll have to dispute that with them. I was like, no, it's all in the same bill. And to this day, they are still sending me, and it's the whole. Could I easily pay him $4.50? Yes, but that's not the point. The point is, you billed me for something, and I've refused to pay it. A little $4. I said, I'm not paying it. I canceled the account, and I think they actually charged me from like May all the way to September.
Jeez.
So the $4.50 actually is escalated into it's like 30 or something bucks. I don't know what the math is. But I told them, I'm like, I'm not paying it. They're like, okay, sir, we'll get it off your record. They're still sending me notices. And I called them 3 or 4 times. I was like, I'm not paying it. I moved out of that house at the end of March of last year.
Who's the gas company that Huntsville uses? Is it like CenterPoint?
I believe maybe. I don't know. We don't have it.
Is there a monopoly or something? Because I was looking to get gas. I don't even have anything that runs on gas, right? And so I was like, but I have a gas meter. And so I'm like, maybe I should call it. My hot water heater runs,
So your all that's electric.
All that's electric.
You don't have a gas furnace, nothing?
No, so I was like, maybe I should see if something uses gas. And so I had called, but nobody, only CenterPoint. And then I'm like, is this a monopoly? Like, how do you get to run one town and force people to use it if they want it?
Are you paying something to them?
No.
Okay, well that's good.
I know, because I was like, if I'm not hurting, like I'm got heat and everything, why am I even upset about it, right? But I saw the gas meter and I thought something's running on gas, and so, but I was just calling to see who this town uses this for gas.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And they were like, yeah, this is it. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, because Entergy has gas, but why don't they offer it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think though, and that's it's a question for the city, and they do a great job, by the way, trying to bring in things. But I think a lot of it is, I don't know. You look at like the telephone lines. I'm not an expert at this, so maybe I'm talking and don't know what I'm talking about. So disclaimer, I'm talking, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's me every day, so it's okay.
But it's my understanding, except with hair. If you go in to get your hair done, the color bar, Pablo does know what he's doing.
I do.
But it's like I heard one day that the telephone poles, and you don't see many telephone poles now. Like a lot of them are underground, all the utilities, and they're moving. I remember in Georgetown when they took all the utilities. Like we still have utilities here downtown that are above air. Well, I remember back in the day they tore up all of downtown Georgetown and buried everything underground. But it was my understanding that the telephone company, that's why they called them telephone poles, the telephone companies owned the poles and they ran their telephone lines, but then the utility companies like the electric, the cable, they would pay a fee to lease space to run on those lines. So I know like in Georgetown, the city controls the utility. And there's Irma honking at us. 7:59. She's going to make it today. She has to be there at 8. Good morning, Irma. But it's one of those deals to where like I was like, why isn't our city deregulated? And I don't know the ins. And here's the thing too that I want to be very clear on is like, yes, there are things that go on sometimes within your local government organizations, but it's very rare. there's people that are in office for a reason, and they are truly, I believe, especially here in Huntsville, they're trying to do what's best for the community. And the reason that I say this based on Huntsville, and this is positive news, it's nothing negative. I know a lot of these folks just by the blessing of being able to go out, and I see them in the community, and they're good people. But then I see the chatter on the groups about like, one of them was like, well, the city doesn't support local business. Yes, they do, but it's also not the city's responsibility to knock on your door every 5 seconds and bring customers into your store. That's your responsibility as a business owner. Like if with Hello Huntsville, we've been really blessed to have a lot of support. Folks like the Color Barn, our foundation sponsors. But we've worked hard to build those relationships and to go out in the community and work hard to obtain those. I'm not going to depend on the city. It's not their fault if people aren't advertising on Hello Huntsville. It's my fault because maybe I'm not putting out a product people want, or maybe I've done something where people don't trust me. And I'm not saying that in a negative way towards anybody that maybe has went out of business. But one, you got to take responsibility for your own actions. You got to wake up and look in the mirror and say, what am I doing today that is helping out what I'm doing? Am I doing things that are supporting me, or am I doing things that are taking me down, that aren't supporting me? And you really have to evaluate that. And so with the city, like in Georgetown, I was like, oh, they're trying to scam people and all this. I'm like, but what would scamming them benefit? Because at the end of the day, everything can become transparent. It's a simple open records request. And when I found out that our local rodeo arena was not going to be renewed by the city, they had a lease. The local rodeo organization had a 50-year lease on a facility down in our park. And when I found out, the city was like, well, you should have, and they're right. They said, now this is all coming to light because you guys have waited till the last minute to start being proactive, and now you're trying to be retroactive almost after the fact. And I was upset about it, and I think that they still could have changed things, but they chose not to. But should I have engaged with our city council members? Sure. I engaged with one. I didn't call the other ones. Should I have listened to people years ago that this may have been happening? Yeah, I should have really taken that seriously because they said they didn't want to undo the work that people in 2012 have done. And there's a lot of in and outs of that. But I was very livid about it. There was things that I could have done differently for sure, but I didn't go around bashing the city. I remember, some folks involved with the city had came up to me and they're like, man, you're making us look bad. I'm like, I haven't said anything bad at all about you guys. I've said nothing bad. I said all that I've said is, why won't our public officials do anything to bring more light to this? And they were like, well, we did years ago. But where I'm getting at is, and I spoke very highly of our city, and Georgetown's still a great place, but I did an open records request, and I found out that a lot of that information about why they chose to not renew that was because they didn't feel that the community was an agriculture community. I found the survey that they put out, and I also determined that the majority of that survey went to a neighborhood that was retirees 55 plus, and they were all new people to the community. So they didn't know the culture and the heritage because they had just moved there. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And so that's like, long story short, why when I came to Huntsville, I didn't want to be some outside guy looking in. I've got ideas, and I love to bring ideas to the table, but I also wanted to make sure that like whatever we do and whatever I do and whatever ideas that I bring, I want to get the community's input from people that have been here.
Yeah.
No offense to new people that are moving. New people have great ideas. I'm a new person. But I wanted to get to know the community first and why, to them, what makes this community so great. And I've started to learn that. It's the people. It's the friendliness. It's the beauty of the natural beauty of Huntsville, the trees. And so those are things that, in events like the Walker County Fairgrounds and the Walker County Fair Association, I never want to see those things go away. Am I a big rodeo fan? No, I'm not. I don't like wake up in the morning, oh, rodeo. But I think it's a great event for the community, and I love promoting it, and I do like going. And so there's things that have made Huntsville special and why people want to be here. It's like, what can we do to make sure that we preserve those things? Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, it does. My only thing about Huntsville, I would love to see a bookstore. That's it. I would just love to see a bookstore.
Somebody out there this morning woke up and they said, I've been thinking a long time about bringing them. And I think there was one, like a little house over here, but they don't really advertise. And I don't even know if they're open anymore. And
man, that would be rad.
And that's the thing. And if that's you, I'm not knocking you. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a business, you have to be known. It's not a good old boy. See, people think, oh, it's a good old boy system. If a good old boy system is getting up and getting to meet people and networking with people, then yeah, it's 100,000% a good old boy system. But it's not. It's you. You got to get out there and let people know that you're there. The only way that I knew of that is because I drive by it, but I don't think about it because I don't see it. The only reason I thought about it is because you brought it up.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that there was one.
And I don't even know if it's still there, to be honest, because I don't ever see it marketed. And that's the thing. And I know some people say, well, I ain't got the marketing dollars. Thing is, the chamber's a really minimal investment compared to a lot of things. And you're not going to get, and I'm going to be honest and say this, and people at the chamber would agree, you're not going to get one single thing out of the chamber if you don't get active and get to know people. You can sign up for a membership. Yeah, well, you will. You'll get your name on their website. But you're not going to. Your phone isn't going to blow up. People aren't going to know. They're not going to go and say like, well, maybe you'll get a couple of calls. But people want to do business with who they know, who they like, and who they trust. And how do you do that? You get out and you meet people. And you know that you're in the industry, man. You got to know people. You got to get out and meet people.
Yeah.
And yours is a lot of word of mouth.
Well, yeah.
Pablo styled and profiled me. Go tell their buddies.
All of my guests are walking billboards. All of them. And I have guests who come in specifically saying, my sister, my brother, my friend, my waitress recommended you to me.
What? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, where did that person work? I need to drop off cards,
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. So it does help. And everybody that leaves my chair is an advertisement. So that's why I spend, I make sure that their hair looks great because that's my walking billboard. That is free advertisement.
You think about the commitment to business, and just like a perfect example, you being here, you don't normally get up early in the morning, but you make it not a habit, but you make it a point to come here once a month to talk about the Color Bar and what you're doing. Why? Because you're passionate about if you didn't care about what you do, you're like, I don't care about this. I ain't gonna get out there and talk to anybody. But that shows you folks what kind of guy Pablo is and what kind of folks at the staff are at the Color Bar. They're going to take care of you. Let's take a quick break. I know we've been going pretty long in this segment. We're going to take a break. I got a swag bag, some stuff from Osprey Storage that we're giving away today, and also a couple of Bearcat tickets for the game on Saturday. All you got to do, Pablo, here it is, man. It's that keyword, love. Even though yesterday it was either Valentine's Day or National Singles Awareness Day. It was one of the two things is what people call it. But we're just going to continue it on love. No love, baby. Early on we thought maybe we'd put in that keyword, baby. But we decided not to. That's a little too deep. So we just say love, all right? All you got to do is text in the keyword love on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. You know what I'm going to do today, too? I'm going to throw in a $30 gift card to our friends at Cafe Texan. $30 gift card courtesy of Cafe Texan. And an Osprey Storage swag bag. If you can go to the Bearcats game, I'll include those tickets as well. But swag bag, $30 gift card, and tickets. And all you got to do right now, text in the keyword love on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line, 936-339-0139, 936-339-0139. As always, our shows every Thursday brought to you by our friends at the Color Bar. They are your neighborhood hair salon, the hair experts here in Walker and surrounding areas. We'll be back in a moment. Here's your national news and a word from our sponsors. We'll continue in a moment. This is your show. Good morning, Huntsville.
USA News, I'm Ryan Daniels. Republicans in the House say there is an emerging national security threat that needs to be addressed publicly involving Russia and space technology. GOP House Speaker Mike Johnson with reporters Wednesday.
I will press the administration to take appropriate action, and everybody be comforted by that.
The House Intelligence Committee characterized this as a serious national security threat, but it involves classified material. Speaker Johnson said he put a meeting together for Thursday with President Biden and the White House to discuss what comes next. According to a Monmouth University poll, nearly 1 in 5 Americans believe in a conspiracy theory involving Taylor Swift and President Biden.
The theory suggests that the pop star is part of a secret government campaign to secure President Biden's re-election. Among those who hold this belief, 71% identify with the GOP and 83% are likely to vote for former President Trump. Pollster Patrick Murray notes that only about 42% of respondents were even aware of the conspiracy prior to the survey. I'm John Schaefer.
Police say they took 2 people into custody shortly after a shooting that left 1 dead and over a dozen more wounded at the Chiefs Super Bowl parade in Kansas City Wednesday. Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves says it's unfortunate.
The people who came to this celebration should expect a safe environment.
The shooting happened near the end of the celebration after 3 p.m. when attendees had already been partying for hours, some since the early morning. The college football playoff has secured a long-term partnership with ESPN. The college football playoff announced a new rights agreement with ESPN Tuesday, ensuring the network will exclusively broadcast the expanded 12-team tournament until at least 2031. This is USA News.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson, 3 beautiful enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
This Sunday, Huntsville is treated to a very special event, the Irwin Family Concert, and right here in Huntsville at First Baptist Church at 6 p.m. and presented by the McKenzie family, the proud owners of McKenzie's Barbecue. In a heartfelt gesture of thanks to the Huntsville community, the McKenzies invite everyone to enjoy the Dove Award-winning sounds of the Irwin family and share in a meal together, all free of charge. It's their way of expressing gratitude for the unwavering support. An opportunity for fellowship and music awaits. Huntsville's spirit of community shines bright as everyone gathers, uplifted by song and united in appreciation. Don't miss this moment of connection and thanks. Details available online at HelloHuntsvilleTX.com. Remember, it's this Sunday, courtesy of the McKenzie family, with heartfelt thanks. Hey listeners, Rob here, and I'm excited to welcome Abby from the Color Bar, where they're all about meeting every community need with continuous innovation.
Thanks, Rob. We're thrilled to evolve, offering stylish cuts for kids, men, and women, alongside expert coloring services.
That's fantastic. What's new and exciting in the world of the Color Bar?
We're always adding to our repertoire. Whether it's trendy cuts for all ages or dynamic coloring techniques, our team is geared up for it.
That's great to hear. Any sneak peek into future plans?
Our community drives us, Rob. Stay tuned for more services on the horizon, ensuring we cater to everyone's unique tastes.
Exciting times ahead. And Abby, tell us about the Color Bar's locations.
We're not just in one spot, we're spreading the magic in multiple locations. You can find us in Huntsville and Conroe.
Fantastic. So listeners, for a stylish experience with the Color Bar, visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972. With multiple locations, they're here to give you a look that feels uniquely yours.
We can't wait to welcome everyone to the Color Bar.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Welcome back at it, friends. Time now 8:14 in your morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Temps in the mid-50s today. Could be in the mid to upper 70s. Cloudy skies, rain back in the forecast this weekend. So enjoy it today, tomorrow, and get ready for more of that stuff. Some areas of the National Weather Service, Houston, Galveston, saying could be up to 2 inches coming up this weekend. So another rained out weekend, but that's all right. We need it. Welcome back in as we continue on here. Rob Hipp alongside the Pablo Perez from the Color Bar. I just like saying that. Did I get it right? Like Pablo Perez?
Sure.
I like to roll the R, man. So
it's good.
Yeah, my friend Michelle, she's our intern here. She's been teaching me a lot. She knows Spanish very well, and she's like, "Mr. Hip, you got a long way to go." So, but I'm learning. All right, I'm learning, man. So it's good to have you back in. Pablo will take care of you at the Color Bar. By the way, call him up. All you got to do is call the Color Bar. Schedule the appointment online. ColorBarTX.com. When you choose the Huntsville location, Pablo's there. Tuesday through Saturday, usually like 10 to 5.
Yeah,
and you can find all the open slots, the availability. And Pablo's there. He's going to take excellent care of you. I guarantee you're going to walk out and feel great. If you don't, they're going to make it right. But they don't have to make it right often because they make it right the first time. And that is the Color
nice
Bar.
or do it twice.
And you've done some editorial stuff we were talking about earlier, which is really cool.
Oh yeah. I've done stuff for magazines and stuff like that. Designers. It's kind of it kind of comes with the territory, right? You know, you do. Editorials, I've done runway shows, I've done Fashion Week, so it just it all comes full circle, you know. It starts at the chair, and then it takes you in all these different paths, and then you come right back to the chair.
It's all back to the chair.
Yeah,
it's the line is the circle of life, is what it is.
It is, yeah.
CH said if there's only one R, you can actually don't have to roll it. It's if there's a double R, is the rolling one.
Oh, okay.
Well. CH, that's right. Pablo spells his last name differently. It's Perrez. It's Perez.
Today it is.
Yeah, today it is. So, well, Pablo's there again, colorbartx.com. Tara, a while ago, Burnett, our great friend over at Hart's Veterans Museum, she said, I need to go by the Color Bar Huntsville. Heard they have some discounts this week on their products. There are some discounts on products. Time to stock up. Also, if you know any of those Sam Houston State students, I believe there's some discounts going on, specials for students, Pablo, right?
Yes, men get $10 off and women get $20 off services. So
they got to show ID?
Yes, they do.
Got to flash that ID. Good thing I still have my fake Sam Houston ID.
There you go.
Yeah, I got one on eBay a couple of years ago and use it for. I don't have that, Pablo. Just kidding, man. I think back in the day,
you would be eyes closed, easy. You know, just feel it.
Yeah. Welcome back in. Single R. CH said the single R sounds like a D. Perez. Oh, that's it. Perez. Is that? Did I get it? I think CH. Is that it? Perez.
Perez.
I can't. It's your last name, and you're like, Rob, just stop, please, man.
Well, I mean, because I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. In Europe, they will go, "Hey, Pablo Paris," you know, and I'm like, I like the way that sounds. It sounds so debonair, you know. But you come back to the States and you're like, "Hey, Perez," you know.
Hi, man.
You're like, "Give me one of them Italian sandwiches, Perez," you know. And you're like, "I don't work here. I'm here in line with you, dude."
Well, Pablo, one reason I love having Pablo on, you know, he and I are kind of on the same mindset with scientific stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
I love science, man. I love space. I love discovery. In fact, I saw a headline the other day that there's several senators that are trying to get the government to declassify something that is a national security threat from space, and they're not talking about it yet. But
it's Russia.
Yeah, that's what they finally had said something about that.
They think Russia has space capabilities of deflecting, you know, or even, you know, attacking from satellites.
And that was kind of the back end of what they were saying. Yes, it's because the guy said someone else came in. It's not an immediate threat, but it is out there. We're trying to get the administration to declass. When I saw it, though, and then I read the rest of it, I was like, man, I got disappointed. Because I was like, Independence Day, please. Independence Day, like something cool. Like, come on.
And they don't even let you know that Russia's had satellites that were capable of that for years up there. So why is it now? Like, you know, it's a little weird.
Well, here's one, Pablo. I wanted to bring it up because you're on the show with me. And Kay Boning of Tomorrow's Promise mentioned this yesterday, so I did a little more research. Found it this morning. United Kingdom researchers are blown away after discovering a 1,700-year-old egg. I don't say egg. What was it? Egg. 1,700-year-old egg still contains the yolk. Now, archaeologists had found 4 eggs during a dig between 2007 and 2016. 3 of them broke, but it left one behind to be studied. Man, it took them that long to dig out these 4 eggs.
Wow.
There was something back in the day about eggs that were the source of life, which they are, And so these were found in a well. Someone had thrown them. What's miraculous is that they were actually still together, and even more so that they had yolk in them. The archaeologists were shocked to learn that this Roman egg was discovered in Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire. Boy, think about that. Where do you live? Oh, I'm in Buckinghamshire.
Wow.
Sounds like one of those gold double P walkways, man. Still had yolk inside. The discovery of the egg was announced in December 2019. Archaeologists completed a dig between 2007 and 16, like I said earlier. The experts found a basket containing these 4 eggs. They were in a waterlogged pit, which they may believe was used as a wishing well. When the eggs were removed, as I said, 3 of them broke. One of them was still good, but they described the one that broke. The ones that broke let off a potent stench.
I believe it.
Yeah. So either a new element was discovered from these eggs, or a new virus that we've never heard of now because of this potent stench.
Of course.
Further news says that one of the archaeologists had kind of went a little loony after this, actually tried to cook it and eat it. Just kidding. That's my news. The remaining eggs survived. It underwent a micro CT scan that revealed what is inside. They said that they were absolutely blown away when they found this yolk inside. They thought, you would think 1,700 years, some of that yolk would have went out of there. And so it's kind of weird because it says they were blown away about what they found inside, but it doesn't really talk about what they found inside except the yolk. What kind of eggs are these? I don't know. I have no idea what kind of eggs these are. But they are still studying them. I mean, they kind of look like a bird egg, to be honest.
I mean, probably.
Well, they are. Birds lay eggs.
Yeah, but
reptiles do too, I guess. But.
Yeah, some reptiles, but it looks pretty big.
Yeah.
Bird eggs are like really tiny.
This one I'm looking here, it is, here, I'm going to show it on the screen. I found this report here on, by the way, CH said that they like my Perez. So
there you go.
I've got it down. Thank you, CH, for the lesson this morning. Let me show this. This was on, I did a Google search. Fox News was the first one that popped up. There's the egg. What kind of egg do you think that is? I think it's got to be some sort of a bird egg.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, think about it. England, what's native to England? Storks, birds, herrings, that kind of thing.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe
it's a pterodactyl egg.
Could be.
Never know. There you go. That's a little bit of your news on that, Pablo. I thought that was kind of interesting. One other story, Pablo, this morning. I know you got to get rolling here. And when Pablo heads out, I'm going to take one final break. We'll call our winner here in a moment. Check this out. Would you do this, Pablo? You know what? I'm going to share this again. I like to use, there's a website called Sunny Skies. We're all about positivity here on this show. And Sunny Skies had a little news report that I found this morning. I like to skim through these stories. A sanitation crew dumped their entire truck on the ground to find a woman's diamond ring. This was back on February the 1st. A remarkable display of dedication and teamwork. The city of Greenville Public Works proved that finding a needle in a haystack might be hard, but locating a diamond wedding band in a recycling bin is not impossible for them. Now, before we read any further, I haven't read the full article. What do you think this woman did? Like, how was she? Did she realize that she had done this and like took off down the road? Did they already dump her recycling in to the truck, or did she run out there and say, "I think my diamond ring's still in the bin," and they dumped her bin?
Yeah, judging from how much is on the street,
is that even hers?
I don't even. You see, that's the thing.
That's got to be the whole truck.
Like for me, if I was dumping out all that trash to help a person find a ring, which I would do because it's the right thing to do, right? And then you saw that ring, you were like, oh, I was thinking it was going to be something huge, like the lost diamond or the blue diamond or whatever, something extravagant, right? And you're looking at, oh, that's from I.W. Marks. Come on. You could have replaced that.
It was out of a Cracker Jack box. Well, and here it is. So here's a little trick, by the way, for those of you that are out there. You got to be careful with the internet because the internet, is a lot of times there's so much scam stuff.
I thought it was full of the truth.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you see, hold on one second here, Pablo. I'm trying to get back to the screen I was at. When you see images like this, and you use Google Chrome, I always right-click and say search with Google Chrome. because I wanted to make sure that that was not a stock image.
Mm-hmm.
It is not, because I'm seeing 4 other organizations here with the same exact image. So I would lean to believe that this is an actual photo of what they dumped out. So we'll continue on here and read the rest of this, Pablo. This was a Sunday. Melanie Harper accidentally lost her precious diamond wedding band while disposing recyclables at the Rutherford Road Recycling Center. Okay, so she went to a recycling center. Feeling disheartened but hopeful. I can tell AI wrote this article, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
She reached out, because I use AI for a lot of stuff. She reached out to the City of Greenville Public Works via email, acknowledging their slim chances of recovering that ring, but expressing her gratitude. That right there, expressing gratitude, that's an AI term. It always says that in every article. So I know that I know AI wrote this. Expressing her gratitude in case it miraculously turned up during the recycling process. Again, I know that this is AI again because it always says responding for a call to help. I picked up on all these. Responding to the call for help, Public Works supervisors and diligent litter crew members decided to go above and beyond their regular duties. Let's dump it on the ground and look for it, a crew member suggested.
Let me ask you a question. AI wrote this, and that's the best they could come up with?
Yeah. Now, maybe, I mean, sometimes they put in, like, I use AI to help me with a lot of things, but I'll actually go out, I'll get legitimate quotes, I'll write legitimate paragraphs. There's some things that I get help with rewording because I'm not good with my words. But if they wrote the whole AI, I wouldn't think that they did. Well, I would, because usually it would say, they would say the name of this is an AP style news article, because it would say crew member John Smith recommended.
Yeah.
Let's just dump it out on the ground and look for it.
Yeah, and then that's disheartening too, because there's a reporter out of a job.
After hours of meticulous searching, the perseverance of the team paid off when Travis Golden, okay, maybe it was Travis Golden, that struck white gold and uncovered the missing wedding band. This is 100,000% AI, ChatGPT, because it always says palpable.
Oh, God.
The excitement was palpable as they reached out to an elated Melanie who wasted no time rushing to the Public Works facility to reunite with her precious ring. There is a photo. She's happy. Once again, let's right-click here. Let's go to search image with Google. Let's go ahead and scroll down. Yep, so there we go. Yeah, City of Greenville. So yes, legitimate picture here. It even gives credit here, City of Greenville, South Carolina. The heroes of the day, besides Travis Golden, included, here we go, at least they got the Jeff Hammond, James Burnside, and Frank Degenault, and Manny Cruz. The City of Greenville expressed immense gratitude. This is how I know, because I've used this, and I know what to look for. They expressed immense gratitude for their unwavering commitment. That's another phrase it uses to the community and their extraordinary efforts to make this reunion possible.
You ever seen Kentucky Fried Movie?
No. Is it like related to Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No, it was back in the 70s. That's how old I am. Maybe the early 80s. But they did a spoof on Enter the Dragon, and he kept saying, "You have my extreme gratitude." And so that just reminds me of that. For some reason, it's like...
What was this?
They have Kentucky Fried Movie.
And it said in the movie, it said, "You have my extreme gratitude"?
Yeah. It's a spoof on Enter the Dragon. I don't know if it's safe for work, though.
Oh, well.
There it is, the guy down there.
Oh, okay. Is that him saying it here?
Yeah.
Okay. This doesn't say anything. I mean, that's all it is, right, Pablo?
I think so.
Let me just make sure here. Hold on, Pablo. I know sometimes with the internet. Hold on. Hold on, Pablo. All right, hold on.
You got to soundbite that.
Hold on. Yes, we need to. Yes, Pablo. There you go. I love that, man. All right. This is why we have Pablo on the show. He brings things to our attention that we have no idea about. So.
Oh, the other day I was watching. So me and my girlfriend, we have our rituals, right? And so we're sitting down to dinner and we're watching TV, and there's this realization that my girlfriend had. She was just like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "We're nerds." She's like,
just out of the blue.
Yeah, and I go, "What? Why?" And she's just going, "All we watch are videos." She goes, "Look at our library. It's all quantum physics. It's all like books on different types of religions and history. And then the videos we watch are always history or science or physics based. And I was like, oh my God, we are. I was like, we are nerds.
One of my favorite movies, and it was a science movie back in the day, and I'll end with this because I know you got to get rolling and we'll take a break. There was some movie, and it wasn't Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It was a different, it was like this, they shrunk this guy in a little space machine, and he went inside of someone's
Inner
body.
Space.
That's it, Inner Space.
It was a remake of Fantastic Voyage.
And the actor in there was actually like a famous actor.
Is Martin Short.
Yes. Is that?
Yeah, and he was with inside Dennis Quaid.
Yes, Dennis Quaid. See, that's it. Yep.
I am a plethora of useless information, by the way.
Well, thank you, Pablo, because, 1987. That was 3 years after I was born. That movie was really cool. I like that movie. I don't know why. It's the dumbest movie ever. So don't take my movie advice. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 82%.
That was 15 years after I was born.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, 15 years after I was born.
Is the higher percentage on Rotten Tomatoes better or is it worse?
I think it's better.
82% isn't bad.
That's not bad at all.
From Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
This movie was kind of rotten, but I enjoyed it.
It's good. I like 80s movies. The whole what was it? All of the John Landis films, the 16 Candles, Weird Science, all of those movies. Gosh, Breakfast Club.
I've never watched any of them.
Oh my!
See,
God.
You got to bring the playlist. Pablo,
you're like some of my coworkers. I'll mention a movie and they're like, "I've never seen that." I'm like, "Oh my God! Your homework is to go home and watch Back to the Future. How could you not have seen that?"
You got to watch that. Well, I didn't know about Urban Cowboy, and I got ridiculed for that. So I finally went back. I watched it, and it actually was a really good movie.
I think it's mandatory when you move to Texas because when we moved to Texas, we actually moved right down the street, off of Water Street, where Gillies was.
Really?
Yeah, and so it was kind of like that. My grandfather was like, "Oh, you got to watch this movie," and I'm like, "It's a bunch of old people." I'm a kid, right? I'm like, "It's a bunch of old people wearing cowboy hats," But to him, it's like, "This is real life.
This is Bud, and this is Sissy."
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, Pablo, good to have you. Go online, get your hair cut with Pablo. He's going to take care of you. Look, guys and gals, Pablo does it all. He'll take excellent care of you. Go to colorbartx.com and take advantage of the great specials going on at the Color Bar right now. By the way, one last comment and Kathy Schweitzer just said, I need to watch The Breakfast Club. See, I'm starting to get the hint that I need to watch these. Jamie Salas, who's helping with the giveaway today from Osprey Storage, she said to you, Pablo, you need to play trivia. There's trivia. You and your girlfriend should go. Monday nights, Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, 6 o'clock. And you could win $25.
Oh.
Okay, great. And our Karen Dim and our great friend Karen and Denise, they're with us on Mondays. They host it. It actually is a lot of fun. It's not about the money. It's about just having fun.
Yeah.
So, because the $25 behind 25 isn't that much. But it'll get you something.
I used to go to trivia in Austin, and we'd have it different places, like the bar in like Holiday Inn or something like that. And you just go for the fun, the just to get out of the house.
Did you dominate it? Were you kind of the OG of it or not?
You know what? I always thought that I would, and that there's people out there that make me look ridiculous.
Jamie's saying right now you can be on their team. So see, you've already got a teammate.
There you go.
So get on out there, Pablo. Hey man, good to have you on today, brother. Always enjoy catching up with you, man.
Yeah.
It's Pablo Perez, CH. I got it down. Put that D on the R, Perez, and he'll take great care of you over to Color Bar. Check him out online, colorbartx.com. We'll take one final break. I got that $30 gift card coming your way today, along with the swag bag, courtesy of Osprey Storage. And some tickets to Sam Houston basketball. If you can't make it to the game, let us know. We'll give them away to somebody else. All you got to do is text in the keyword 936. Text in the keyword love along with your name to 936-339-0139. Our show's every Thursday brought to you by The Color Bar online at colorbartx.com. Here's a word from more of our sponsors. We'll be back and close it out after this.
The Kiwanis Club invites you to the 70th annual Pancake Supper at Bonnie's Hideout, located at 2405 Avenue I. Join us Friday, February the 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. for a night filled with delicious pancakes, warm conversations, and a commitment to our community. Savor the taste of fluffy pancakes, savory sausages, and all your favorite toppings. Well, friends, it's not just a meal, it's a tradition that brings families and friends together, supporting local projects that improve the lives of children and families right here in Huntsville. So mark your calendars. Your presence means more than just enjoying a great meal. It's about contributing to a cause that fills both stomachs and hearts. Together, we can make a lasting impact. The Kiwanis Pancake Supper at Bonnie's Hideout. Good food, great cause, and the best company. See you there. Hey there, style enthusiasts. Rob Hipp here, joined by Abby from the Color Bar. Abby, what's the buzz for the new year at the Color Bar?
Hey Rob, we're kicking off the year with a fresh vibe featuring luxurious products like Oribe and Kevin Murphy.
Quality all the way. And what's the special offer for our listeners?
For a limited time,
Hey there, style enthusiasts. Rob Hipp here, joined by Abby from the Color Bar. Abby, what's the buzz for the new year at the Color Bar?
Hey Rob, we're kicking off the year with a fresh vibe featuring luxurious products like Oribe and Kevin Murphy.
Quality all the way. And what's the special offer for our listeners?
For a limited time, book any color service at the Color Bar and receive a fantastic gift with purchase. Elevate your new year with a touch of luxury.
Well, that sounds irresistible. How can our listeners grab this offer?
Easy. Visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972 to book your appointment. Treat yourself to a fabulous new look and enjoy a special gift on us.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Color Bar, where luxury meets style. Visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972. Cheers to a fabulous new look in the new year.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are. Third location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com.
Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
All right, Huntsville, welcome back at it here. Time now 8:39 in the a.m. as we close it out on another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. We love you. Always so great to be able to talk to you each and every morning. Over 200 episodes into this already, and coming up in March, we'll be on the air for a year, which is just crazy to think about how fast time is going. We are so blessed to be able to be here every morning. I love getting up. I really do. You know, at first I thought, man, I'm not a morning person, but being on here for nearly a year now since we came back, we just love being able to highlight the good that's happening here in our community. One of those good things that's going on right now is the Elliott's Jewelers Jewel Box. It's a Heart for Casa campaign. So many of you have already taken advantage of this donation opportunity. A suggested donation of $20 or more is going to get you a nice jewelry gift bag. In fact, I'll try to show some of this here on the screen. Let me get back over and I'll show this to you guys here in just a second, and we'll go through some more details of this. Really appreciate Elliott's Jewelers for doing this. A nice little bag, and inside this bag, you're going to get a certificate to Hartfield Florist, $25 value. This is for a 3-bud vase, triple red rose bud vase at the value of $25. Now, I have heard that they may not be exactly red, and they do run out of stock on these, but if you go by and they don't have them, they will get them for you. But that's included. Also, several pieces of beautiful earrings and jewelry. I'm not going to open these up, but there's so many in here. There's also a Valentine's Day card, some information about Elliott's Jewelers, some jewelry cleaner. I mean, friends, this is an incredible value. I appreciate everyone who has donated so far. Every single penny that we raise through this is going to CASA, Court-Appointed Special Advocates of Walker County. And so far, I know as of last night, I think we're around $690. We've already had about another $150 come in today. And if you can only give 20, hey, that is perfectly fine. But if you're able to give more, again, this money is going to CASA, and we are trying to earn them $2,500 before the end of the month. And so there's still going to be a couple of weeks remaining in this campaign. We'll continue to talk about it. But it is the Elliott's Jewelers Jewel Box, a Heart for Casa, made possible by Elliott's Jewelers and here on Hello Huntsville. And this is supporting children in need with your donation. Again, receiving that exclusive gift box. If you go to our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com, you'll see the link to it. And it's super easy. The form is right here on the website. Fill out your first and last name. Now, by default, it says $50 in there. Again, the suggested donation to receive these items is $20 or more, but you're more than welcome. We had somebody who was so generous overnight, gave us $100 to give to CASA. And again, we appreciate that. If you'd also like to just come by and do a cash donation, we can do that as well. You'll just have to do that during the show, though, Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. If you just come by the studio here at 1201 University, if you just want to do a cash donation, we can do that as well. I know that some of these supplies, they're not running out. It's just they may start to become out of stock. And if we do run out of stock, Elliot said that he's going to replenish everything. So don't worry about that. But again, I know as a fact this morning, over $700, getting close to $800. So we're almost halfway to that goal for our friends at CASA of Walker County. I'll put the link on the video as well, but you can go to hellohuntsvilletx.com and then you'll find the link there for the Heart for CASA campaign. So big thank you to Elliott's Jewelers for making that happen. I want to remind you, Huntsville, Friday coming up, the Kiwanis Club is having their annual pancake supper. This is also to help the youth of Walker County. $5, all you can eat pancakes. That includes sausage and also light refreshments as well, including, I believe it's like tea and water, lemonade, those things. That is happening at Bonnie's Hideout, 6 o'clock on Friday. And for all of you out there, it doesn't matter what church you go to, but there's a concert that's being held. Very awesome family called the Irwin family. The Irwins are coming to Huntsville. This is thank you to Lisa and Kevin McKenzie. If you haven't already heard about this, we'd love to have you out at First Baptist Church this Sunday at 6 o'clock. Kevin and Lisa McKenzie at McKenzie's Barbecue want to thank the community for helping Lisa during her surgery to the tumor removal. They wanted to give back, and so that concert, it's going to be at Cook Springs Baptist, 10:30 Sunday morning. But then on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock, you can come out to First Baptist for the encore. And then immediately following that is a dinner. All this is free. There is a suggested love donation that if you'd like to make that to help cover the cost for having the Irwins here. But again, that taking place on Sunday. Also, a marriage conference getting underway at First Baptist Church as well. Don't have to be a member of the church, but if you're thinking about getting married, if you already are married, or if you have some questions, come on by. That's only $25. The registration will close for that today, and you can go to fbchuntsville.org for more information on that. Friends, I'm losing my voice. I've been choked up all week, and so that's going to wrap it up. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning with our good friend Billy Cawthon. He'll be joining us, and I'll have a little inspiration for you tomorrow morning. I had one written out, but again, my voice is starting to decline pretty heavily, so I want to go ahead and get off of here. But we'll have more inspiration. We'll talk about more of these events and more happening here in our community. Huntsville, we love you. Can't wait to be back with you tomorrow morning at 7:30. And as I end every single broadcast, reminding you today that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back at it bright and early tomorrow morning. So long, friends. Oh, you know what? Oh, we have a winner today. I just tricked all of you guys. We do have a winner today. I've never done this before on the show. I was just trying to get off because my voice is gone. Let's head over to the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. We've got our winner today. Can't believe I did that. Wow.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. This is Rob from Hello Huntsville. Who are we speaking with?
Kyle.
Oh, Kreiner, you won again, man. You've won the gift card before. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost shut the show down, and then I remembered right as I was signing off, we didn't call our winner today, man.
Yeah, I was noticing too. I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, so we got
You must be getting.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm just losing my voice, man. So I was trying to get off here as quickly as I could because I know it's about to completely shut off. But yeah, $30 gift card coming your way to the Cafe Texan. You guys, you probably won't be able to make it to that Bearcats game, will you, on Saturday?
No, I won't. Rachel will be in town though. How many tickets is it?
It's 2 tickets.
Yeah, she might be in town.
Okay, well, let me know. Just text me. You've got our information, the same number you text on. Let us know, and if she can make it, I'll make sure that she gets those.
Perfect.
Well, hey, man, where are you at this morning, Kyle?
I am outside of Malaga again.
New Mexico, right?
New Mexico, yes, sir.
Well, awesome, man. Well, hey, brother, well, have a blessed day. I appreciate you. Sorry, I wound down the show and forgot to call you.
That's all right. Appreciate it.
All right, well, God bless you, brother. Have a good day, man.
You too, bud. Bye-bye.
All right, there he is, courtesy of Cafe Texan and Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine. Text line there was Kyle Kreiner, our winner today. I won't do that tomorrow. 214 or so episodes into this. First time I ever did that. I'll end it one more time. Love you, Huntsville. As we end every broadcast, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. Get out there, make a difference. Somebody needs you today. We love you, Huntsville. Good morning and God bless. We'll see you back at it at 7:30 in the morning. So long, everyone.